Kosovo is a country that, depending on who you ask, doesn't really exist. This small nation of 1.9 million people in Eastern Europe is only recognized by a little over half the members of the United Nations, and I spent 48 hours in the country to find out what there is to do and how expensive it is. So the official currency here in Kosovo is the euro, which makes it super simple to understand prices, even for Americans, because €1 is more or less $1 as well. And I've been told that Kosovo is still one of the cheapest places to visit in Europe, so let's check out a few of the prices here. I'm spending my 2 nights here at the Pristina Central Hostel, which I booked on hostelworld.com for just €10 per night. Hostelworld is a website I probably use on most of my trips to find accommodation. Alternatives include Couchsurfing and Booking.com, but which I use on each trip really depends on the individual circumstances. Up there is the place where I'm staying. It's a hostel here in Pristina. And for 2 nights, I paid €19.36 or around €10 per night. It's a super nice place, super nice people, highly recommended. My first stop in the country then was already the most iconic spot. So what you see behind me is probably the most important tourist attraction in Kosovo. It's the newborn sign, which was unveiled in 2008 when Kosovo declared its independence from Serbia. As you may have noticed, this sign doesn't actually really read newborn. The letters are a bit off. That's because every year on Kosovo's Independence Day, which is February 17th if I'm not mistaken, something is being changed on this sign. So this is what it looks like in 2023 with the BR in the end, which says Broken Republic, obviously referring to Serbia and Kosovo, which, depending on who you ask, is 1 or 2 countries. I then went out to a bar for a few beers that cost €1.90 each. Now you know what I'm talking about when I say this is the cheapest country in Europe. Alright, starting the day off strong with a free coffee from the hostel and the view. Alright, so now a proper good morning from Pristina, Kosovo. Today is the only real full day that I have in the country. So first thing I'm gonna do after I had my cup of coffee is going to the bus station. It's about a half-hour walk from the city center, and there I'll take a bus for, it's probably gonna be €5 from what I've seen on the internet, to Prizren, which is, according to most people that I've spoken to, the most beautiful city in the Balkans. So what I also noticed is that behind me there, where the few high-rises are, there are quite a few constructions, not as many as there are in Tel Aviv. That was crazy, but I feel like this country is really developing, and it really fits into the picture of what I've read, that in the last decade or so this country's economy has been growing a lot. Alright, I'm here at the bus station now, and I believe this is my bus according to the website that I looked at, so let's see. Can I take it? Okay, yeah, thank you. I come to you. Yeah, thank you. Alright, just made it to Prizren. First mission, I need to find something to eat because it's almost noon. I haven't had anything today. But I just walked around a bit at the waterfront here in Prizren, and there's so many restaurants around here that are super full, and I think full restaurants are always a good sign. So I just stopped here at the restaurant and got this food platter with chicken for €3, which is nothing in my opinion, and the Sprite for €1.50. And I got this bread. So this whole meal was €4.50. Yeah, with a little bit of tip, probably like €5 or €6. Nice. So after a little bit of Googling, I just found out that the square where I'm at, where I also just had some food, is actually the tourist hotspot here in the city. So this is like the center of, I don't know if it's the center of the actual city, but it's definitely where all tourists come, where all the restaurants, cafes are, even the mosque, where I'm gonna go inside now. So yeah, didn't realize that before coming here. So what you might or might not know is that here in the Southeast Europe, the main religion is actually Islam, not Christianity. So behind me is the Sinan Pasha Mosque, which they say is one of the most beautiful here in the region, especially on the inside. So let's go check it out. So of course you have to take off your shoes before going inside. So it's a pretty small mosque compared to what I've seen in the Middle East, but it's a completely different style. That's why I think it's so interesting. I love the carpet on the floor. Yeah, so the mosque is open to everyone. You can just come in for free, but only like tourists are not welcome, of course, while there are prayers. So you can only come inside if you're non-Muslim while there are no prayers. But I think for a quick visit, it's definitely worth it. The next spot was some ice cream for 70 cents per scoop. 2 scoops for €1.40 and I was happy. So Prizren is not a city where you have unlimited tourist spots and you can just hop from one to another like in New York, for example. But it's a city where you can just walk around, chill a bit, you know, get some ice cream, sit down at a cafe and just enjoy the beautiful weather and the beautiful architecture and, you know, that kind of stuff. The main tourist spot, however, is the fortress, which is up there. So I'm gonna go there now, which is apparently, according to a random blog website on Google, is a 15-minute walk or hike, you could say. So that's where I'm going now. Crazy hike, but I'm here now. Thank God. It was not too long, but it was super steep, super hot, and with the backpack. But I'm here, and there's a shop already with cold drinks and ice cream. Hi guys. How much are the drinks? Alright, €1.20 for that. Not too bad, considering this is literally the spot where everyone needs to have a drink. And then, after the pretty exhausting hike, I was rewarded with the view. Wow, so this is just incredible. Just look at it. I mean, I can really understand why people come here to watch the sunset. If I'm not mistaken, the sun sets right about where that mountain is. And I wish I could see it today, but unfortunately not. I need to go back to Pristina, then go to Macedonia tomorrow, but I'm sure I'll be back in the city. So let's explore the fortress a little bit more behind me here, and then go back down to the city and explore the rest. So this fortress was built in the 11th century, so a long time ago. There used to be 2 fortresses actually here in the city, but the other one was destroyed in the First World War. So this one is now the main fortress, the Prizren fortress, which is also apparently a very popular hangout spot for local people, especially on the weekends during sunset. We love them. So I'm now here in the ultra tourist corner in Prizren with all the shops behind me, and also there's this little creek or whatever right there. It looks beautiful. So I've now seen quite a few people drink or fill up their water bottle from the fountain behind me, so let's get some free water. Fresh and free drinking water. Yep, you can drink that. Tastes good. So behind me you can see the old stone bridge here of Prizren. It's one of the main sites here in the city, or even here in the country. It was built a couple hundred years ago, then destroyed by a flood like 50 years ago, and rebuilt a couple of years later. Yeah, it's beautiful, but honestly I don't know why that is one of the main sites of the country. One thing though, if you're walking over the bridge, you know, and you decide to try to fall over, is that really gonna stop you? I feel like that will be highly illegal in Germany. But walking over the bridge is free. After the long walk, I had to treat myself with some sugar. I'm now here at another cafe and I got this iced mocha and like this wild berry biscuit dessert for €5.50. I don't know. In Germany, this would be €5.50 and the mocha another like €45. So everything's half the price here. It's crazy. So another free refill of the water, so it kind of feels like I'm back in the US, but yeah. So the sun is almost setting now, as you can see. It looks beautiful. The city, the light, it's incredible right now, just before sunset. But unfortunately that also means it's now time to go back to the bus station. It's like a 20-minute walk, and then I'll take another €5 bus, 2 hours back to Pristina. Hi, do you go to Pristina? Yeah, can I just get in? Sorry, when? 5:30? Thank you. Sure, yeah. Alright, so this one goes to Pristina at 5:30, which is in a couple minutes. Nice. It's too hot in here. It was way too hot in there. I'll wait outside here for the bus driver to get inside too. Alright, back in downtown Pristina. Oh man, almost at the hostel now, and gonna drop my stuff real quick, and then me and a friend of mine, we're gonna go out to have some food because I'm starting to feel hungry again. I then ended the night with this casserole, a Sprite and a vodka sour for 11 euros in total. Absolute steal if you ask me. This is the National Library of Kosovo, and as you can imagine, the reason why it's so popular is its design. I think it kind of looks like a prison, I'm sorry, but I don't know what the architect thought when designing this thing. Still, libraries I think are a great thing. Basically my second home when I studied, when I was in university. Interesting place to now have seen, because if you Google Pristina, this is definitely one of the first things that come up. So Pristina is a very walkable city for tourists because all the exciting places are not too far apart from each other. So you don't have to take any cabs or buses to get to where you want to go, which is good because that makes the trip even cheaper. So that behind me is the Bill Clinton statue here in Pristina. And you might be thinking, why the hell is there a Bill Clinton statue in Kosovo? And the reason behind that is because when Bill Clinton was in office, he helped the Albanians, which is the majority here in Kosovo, with all the struggles with the Yugoslavia war and everything. So they wanted to thank him, so that's why there's a Bill Clinton Boulevard here in Kosovo, and also a 3 meter 10 feet tall statue of him. So all expenditures considered, this is the total that I spent here in Kosovo in the 2 nights, 2.5 days that I spent here. I had a great time, and now it's time to go to Macedonia, country number 91. Let's go.